day 189. It is another lift that is past 1 in the morning. It's going to be a leg day. Hamstrings are still feeling a little weird. So the one thing that we may hit a little bit lighter than others tonight is going to be hamstrings. Yeah, to be honest, tonight was even more difficult than last night as far as like making the actual conscious decision to come here. Just because like I'm feeling super bloated, super tired, low energy, like I kind of just wanted to go to bed, I'm not gonna lie. But then I remembered everything that I said in my vlog last night. And I was just like, come on, how are you gonna skip after saying all of that? That's the funny thing about saying all the things that I say on here is it's like, psych, now I have to hold myself to that. But yeah, I definitely think that there are times when it's acceptable to just, skip and double up the next day or something like that. But on days when you can realistically make it happen and it just takes a little extra sacrifice, I think it's better mentally to just make that extra sacrifice. Because that's the thing, right? It's kind of like with cheat meals. If you program a cheat meal, you say on this day, I am going to have this number of calories over, or I'm going to eat in my calories, but I'm going to not care about the macros. I can get my calories that day however I want. If I want donuts, if I want pizza, whatever, right? However cheat meals look for you, if you have a coach, however they've programmed it, whatever. Well, then it's a part of the program. It's not reactionary. It's not a mental weakness, right? If you come into it and you make a mistake and you cheat on your diet in a way that wasn't planned, and then you go, well, I already cheated. Like I already broke it. May as well have a few hundred more calories. And then all of a sudden the day turns into, you didn't just have a cheat meal, you had a cheat day, right? Or if it's reactionary, like I just said, it's like, man, if I want to hit my macros today, I'm going to have to do more cooking tonight. Man, I'll just go get Taco Bell. I'll make sure I won't go too crazy, but I just don't want to cook, right? I'll just diet harder tomorrow. When it's reactionary, I'm not saying it's always wrong. I'm not saying that I've never done it. I'm not saying that you should never do it and that, it makes you a certain type of person if you do. But I've noticed that for me, when I am able to just make the choice to have a little extra sacrifice instead of being reactionary and choosing an excuse, I think that that's better mentally. It trains you, like, it's kind of like what I talked about last night about how your character is made in like the off season. It's made in the times of less pressure. I think that if you make the decision to be reactionary, you choose to react to your surroundings, you don't really, then what you are choosing is putting you in that state of like pressure. You're pressurizing yourself like, okay, I'm just going to do more tomorrow. No. If you can just make a little extra choice, you can be a little bit more conscious about it today. Yes, it's a sacrifice. You could do extra tomorrow, but just get it done today. I think you're less likely to make the same decision tomorrow, right? Because again, you have that chain effect. It turns into dominoes. 100 calories can turn into 800 real quick. All my people watching who are ex-fatties like me, or maybe you're a current fatty working on yourself, whatever it may be, right? Wherever you're at in your journey, you know what I'm talking about. Saying, man, I'm craving a cookie, so I'm gonna have a tablespoon of honey to hit my sweet craving. That turns into 4 tablespoons of honey, a scoop of peanut butter, and then a bite of a cookie, right? Whatever it is. Well, that just turned into a spiraling moment real quick. So anyway, all that to say, for me, I like to just make the decision day of whenever I have the opportunity to. And so I don't have to be up stupid early tomorrow. So what's the choice? Well, the choice is I can sacrifice a little bit of time before going to sleep, and I can drive to the gym. It's a 24-hour gym, and I can hit my lift. So that's the decision I'm making tonight. So we're gonna hit legs. Same thing like I've said before, we're not hitting anything too crazy right now. I am definitely going to push harder than I was in the final few weeks of prep. And we're kind of like, I'm using this as time to kind of gauge where I'm at, energy-wise and strength-wise, and just to keep myself moving. And so, yeah, let's get in there and have a nice 1 a.m. leg day. All right, well, that was that was a pretty good lift. Especially in my hamstrings, I was feeling kind of similarly to how I felt about my biceps yesterday, where I feel like I'm finally experiencing pumps again. I didn't even realize how different the pumps were in those final few weeks of prep versus how they are now. But yeah, my legs feel great. They feel absolutely cooked. Could have done a little more. It probably could have done more. But like I said, trying to ease back into doing things a little bit heavier, a little more intense, and so I hope you guys kind of saw some of that intensity come back a little bit at a few key moments there. But yeah, definitely excited to see what I can really do to my physique over the next year or two, keeping this off season real long, but yeah, this was good. By the way, I did get my judges' feedback back from the show, and it's exactly what I expected. To give you the basic rundown, it's literally just get bigger and come in more conditioned. Shocker. But yeah, so, those things are notes. They did say that they liked my posing. They said that specifically with size, they want to see some more size in the upper body to match my legs. So they said I had good size in my legs. So, some positives, obviously a lot to work on. Definitely expected that. But yeah, realized I should probably tell you guys about that because that's kind of important. So anyway, time to head back home and try to get some quality sleep. So see you guys tomorrow.